Populism, by definition, is a political way of working with audience, people, or society. I guess that's correct term. It's touching very sensitive and emotional themes of ordinary people while blaming other people who might not be in better, or maybe they are in better status than others. So pretty much they are blaming elitists and then gathering the people who are saying, yeah, they're right and true. I think this is very adjustable and applicable to a lot of discussions and situation if used correctly. And mostly it's touching our basic emotions and understanding to everything while using it as reasoning for completely false statements. It's mostly used by politicians or trained people for making promotions and statements that make sense without much context, and it's very hard to deny by facts. It happened in UK with Brexit, and it happened in USA with Trump. So I suggest you actually watching a movie, Brexit Uncivil War, where it's explained in a very nice way, and you are a part of thinking up this strong political strategy that's easy to execute and so hard to destroy. Yeah, this is not sponsored in any way. So what's so special about this way of managing people? Well, in this video you can see a picture of a fruit that has been hanging in its tree for whole winter, so it's pretty much rotten right now. And if I use populism type of logic, I can state that this fruit is actually a very beautiful thing, and this is how it should be. Additionally, fruit is hanging there because the nature wants it so, and it will still function correctly according to the nature, and there shouldn't be any human disturbing the way of nature, as this is the way the thing should be, right? So you might insist that this tree actually belongs to someone, and the fruit probably was supposed to be gathered last fall, and it's still hanging there because it's too high for anyone to reach it, and it's just being left there to rot. For sure it's ugly, but spectacle nonetheless, right? But how can you state this or counterstate my first statements that it's actually a very beautiful thing and it's nature and it should work like a nature? What's your argument on saying that it's owned by someone, and where's the proof? So maybe it's a miracle or whatever, right? So you might get the point right away, but I might dive a bit deeper into these things. So these statements that I give you as a populist consist of a lot of ifs, and argument and reasoning is very wacky. I guess that's the right thing, right? It's slippery. It's not stated correctly and not giving you correct context or enough information about the situation itself, but it's just straight up statement to the point. So, and it's mostly playing upon conspiracy and theories, and that makes it very hard to make counter argument to these kind of statements as answer, especially at this speed of information that we are consuming every day. It's too much to ask from normal people just to understand and gather every information about everything, and to manage to control it and spit it out whenever it's needed, right? And even then, if you manage to find a legit counter argument to any of these statements, the populist shepherds, as I call them, have already guided their sheep, and the herd makes too much noise that your legit argument seems like a joke to them and to any other person that comes into discussion afterwards. Which means that pretty much the fight is lost and you have no way to bring this back. So how can you oppose such a force? Well, you got to stay objective and skeptical for even most trusted sources of information, which means that you have to either do research for yourself or stay out of any of discussions, And pretty much doing research means staying objective and skeptical, including as many sources as you can find and giving context to the discussion. So gather as much information as it's possible to understand both sides, right? And then understand the argument and understand the discussion, because otherwise you will just join the herd and follow the shepherd's point, right? Where he's pointing the way you are going.